Chosen one, listen carefully, because this is not a coincidence. This is confirmation. Heaven has been trying to get your attention, and this message is the signal your spirit has been waiting for. You've been sensing it lately, that strange stirring in your heart, that unexplainable feeling that something is shifting. It's not anxiety, it's awakening. The atmosphere around you is changing because the divine timeline over your life is turning. This is the season where promises long delayed begin to move, where silent prayers start to echo back with answers. Heaven has sounded an alarm, not of danger but of destiny. The waiting is coming to an end. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was sealed is about to open. You've walked through storms that stripped away comfort, yet through it all you've remained faithful. And now the clouds are parting. The thunder is ceasing. You are about to witness what it looks like when God Himself steps into the scene. This is not a random moment. This is a divine appointment. Heaven's calendar has reached the date written next to your name. The message is simple but sacred. Everything you've been waiting for is about to happen. The seeds you planted in tears are about to bloom in joy. The spiritual pressure you've felt lately, the restlessness, the anticipation, the holy unease, it's all a sign that breakthrough is near. God is moving behind the curtain, arranging the finale to your long chapter of waiting. It's already in motion. This message is not hype, it's herald. You're standing at the edge of manifestation. Something has shifted in the unseen realm, and your spirit can feel it. The air around your destiny is charged with divine movement. You may not see the full picture yet, but the signs are all around you. Whispers from heaven, small yet significant confirmations that the promise is waking up. It's like the stillness before dawn, when the sky begins to lighten, though the sun has not yet broken through. That's where you are now, in the thin veil between waiting and fulfillment. God has been stirring the waters of your life, preparing to release what has been stored up for you. For too long it felt like your prayers were suspended in mid-air, unanswered and unheard. But heaven is saying, I was never silent, I was strategizing. Every delay was divine alignment. Every moment of stillness was saturated with purpose. Just because you didn't see movement didn't mean nothing was moving. Just because heaven was quiet didn't mean heaven was absent. God has been positioning you in ways you couldn't imagine. Arranging encounters, adjusting timelines, refining motives, and protecting you from premature exposure. You thought the silence meant abandonment, but it was actually incubation. The vision has been maturing in the womb of time. The clouds have been gathering, heavy with rain. Now the pressure you feel is not resistance, it's release. You are on the cusp of seeing what faith has been forming in the dark. The atmosphere is pregnant with divine fulfillment, and your name is written on the next miracle. You've endured more than most realize. Years of prayer that seem to fall on deaf ears. Nights spent weeping when no one saw. Faith stretched thin, yet never broken. The path of the chosen one is never easy, because the weight of the calling demands depth, not comfort. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. Every setback, every closed door, every delay was chiseling your character into alignment with your assignment. You've walked through seasons of divine silence where it felt like heaven went mute, yet even then, grace was surrounding you. God's silence was not His absence. It was His artistry. Like a master sculptor, He's been shaping your heart, teaching you endurance, teaching you trust when there was nothing left to trust but His word. You've asked, Lord, why so long? And heaven replied, because what I'm building in you must outlast the battle ahead. You've walked through deserts that dried up your strength but deepened your roots. The fire you endured didn't destroy you. It purified you. Now you carry oil, the kind that only comes from crushing. Every test was timed, every trial was tailored. And now the testing phase is closing, because the evidence of your endurance has reached heaven's courtroom. God has declared, it's time. Your story is about to shift from waiting to walking, from prophecy to fulfillment. You are no longer surviving the process. You are stepping into purpose. Divine timing is not delay, it's precision. Heaven never rushes, yet it's never late. While you were growing impatient, God was aligning the clock of creation to match your moment. Like a conductor orchestrating a symphony, He has been fine-tuning every note of your destiny until everything resonates perfectly. There were people who had to mature before they could enter your story. There were doors that had to be built before they could open for you. There were opportunities that had to be protected until you were ready to handle them. You thought nothing was happening, but heaven was holding the strings. The Lord was behind the curtain, arranging divine intersections you didn't even know were forming. Every detour was direction. Every delay was development. Nothing was wasted. Isaiah 60:22 whispers its eternal truth. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. The right time is the ripe time, when the fruit finally falls from the branch, because it can no longer be contained. That's what's happening now. Your season of frustration has become the soil of fulfillment. You have reached the divine intersection where preparation meets opportunity. Don't mistake the slowness of the process for the absence of progress. God is precise, and the moment heaven says now, everything changes in an instant. You are standing at the threshold of that now. Look closely, chosen one. The signs are already appearing. They may seem small, subtle, almost easy to overlook, but they carry heaven's fingerprints. That recurring number sequence, that dream that felt too vivid to forget, that conversation that felt divinely timed. These are not coincidences. These are breadcrumbs from God, leading you toward your promise. The peace you've been feeling lately, even without visible reason, is spiritual evidence that heaven has already settled your case. Divine alignment is unfolding quietly. You may have noticed a sudden pull toward stillness, a desire to withdraw from noise and spend more time listening. That's your spirit attuning to heaven's frequency. God is preparing to speak clearly. The signs will continue to increase. Unexpected favor, strange coincidences, even interruptions that redirect you. Don't dismiss them. They are indicators that the appointed time has arrived. Like Elijah's servant seeing the small cloud rise from the sea, 1 Kings 18:44, these small signs are announcing a coming downpour. The spiritual atmosphere is shifting. What was once dry will be drenched. The clouds of promise are heavy, and they're about to break open over your life. The whispers will soon become wonders. Stay sensitive, stay expectant, stay awake, because what you've prayed for is no longer on the way. It's here, chosen one. Divine timing is now unfolding like a scroll written long ago. What once felt like endless waiting is revealing itself as strategic alignment. You thought God was silent, but He was synchronizing heaven's clock with the steps of your destiny. Every person, place, and promise had to come into alignment before the vision could speak. It's what Habakkuk 2:3 reminds us. The vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come. You have reached that appointed moment. What was once slow and uncertain will soon accelerate with unstoppable speed. You'll look back and realize nothing was wasted. Every delay was a divine domino waiting for this moment to fall into motion. God has been preparing you in the hidden place, refining your heart so that when the blessing comes, it won't break you. There are divine connections already in motion, doors already unlocking in the spirit realm, and opportunities that have been resting in God's calendar until this very hour. Heaven operates on appointed times, not human clocks, and your set time is now arriving like the dawn, gradual, then suddenly bright. The things that felt impossible are quietly being rearranged in your favor. God's orchestration is perfect. Even your pain was positioned to produce purpose. What once made you question the delay will soon make you worship for the timing. It had to be now, because only now could you carry it. Only now could you recognize what you once prayed for. The timing of heaven is hitting your life like a divine rhythm, and every beat of it declares manifestation. Behind the veil, heaven has been building. You couldn't see it, but the construction never stopped. The foundation of your destiny has been laid brick by brick, prayer by prayer, test by test. The silence you endured was the sound of God at work, laying invisible groundwork beneath your life. The people who walked away were not subtractions but selections. Heaven removed what could not sustain what is coming. Opportunities that slipped through your hands were never yours to keep. They were placeholders for something far greater. You are walking into a divine alignment where everything clicks, where suddenly everything makes sense. What you didn't understand before is about to be illuminated. God has been creating a stage for your purpose, and the curtains are about to rise. The players have taken their positions. The spotlight is about to shine, and heaven is saying, "Now it begins." You will see divine connections unfold effortlessly, emails, encounters, calls, and confirmations that feel almost surreal. Don't doubt them. They are heaven's choreography. You were never forgotten, only hidden for the perfect unveiling. While others thought you were standing still, heaven knew you were standing ready. The alignment of this season is not random, it's resurrection. Things you thought were dead are breathing again. Promises buried under disappointment are stirring. The ground beneath your life is vibrating with divine activity. You are stepping into something orchestrated, not ordinary. Heaven has been orchestrating your steps with divine precision. You didn't stumble into this moment. You were summoned to it. Every twist, every heartbreak, every reroute was a guided recalibration to ensure you'd end up exactly where you needed to be. God has been working through what seemed like chaos to create clarity. Like a conductor arranging each instrument for perfect harmony, the Lord has tuned your life to the sound of His will. He delayed certain answers not to deny you, but to protect the timing of your revelation. You weren't ready before, but now your character can carry the promise. Divine alignment means heaven's resources are converging at once: people, places, timing, and purpose. Don't underestimate how quickly things can change when heaven says go. The same God who hid Joseph in a prison released him into a palace in one day. That's how fast divine timing moves. The unseen realm has already decided your breakthrough, and now the natural world is catching up. The fog is lifting. The connections are clarifying. God is weaving every past pain into present purpose, and the tapestry is breathtaking. You'll soon realize that what felt like detours were actually shortcuts to destiny. Every not yet is about to become now. Every tear that watered your faith is about to bloom. Heaven's orchestration is complete, and you're standing on the precipice of a divine unveiling that will make every past delay make sense. Chosen one, there are divine connections already being released into your orbit. People who carry the next instruction, the next open door, the next dimension of your assignment. They are being drawn to you by spiritual magnetism. You don't have to chase. What's aligned will find you. God has been preparing hearts in secret, softening them, aligning their schedules with yours, and now those alignments are about to manifest. It will feel supernatural because it is. Random introductions, sudden favor, unexpected opportunities, all of them have heaven's fingerprints. You'll know it's divine because there will be peace even in the unfamiliar. Don't fear the new faces or the new places. They're part of the unfolding promise. You prayed for open doors, and now heaven is sending the people with keys. The right conversations will find you. The right rooms will open for you. This isn't coincidence. This is coordination. When God aligns destiny helpers, he also aligns timing, ensuring that when you meet them, both of you are ready. Watch how people who once forgot you suddenly remember. Watch how opportunities that once passed you by suddenly circle back. The divine network is activating. You are walking into an ecosystem of destiny where every connection is a clue, every meeting a marker, every moment a message. God is not just aligning people around you, he's aligning favor, influence, and opportunity. Everything you need for your next season is already orbiting your obedience. Isaiah 60:22 declares, "At the right time I, the Lord, will make it happen, and that time is here." This is not the season to strive, this is the season to see. You are stepping into the manifestation of promises that once felt like distant dreams. The divine clock has struck, and now acceleration begins. Things that took years to form will unfold in days. Delays will dissolve. Obstacles will crumble. What once resisted you will now recognize you. The anointing on your life has matured, and heaven's timing has ripened like fruit ready to fall. You will find that what was once locked will suddenly open. What was once hidden will suddenly appear. Heaven's now cannot be stopped by earthly systems. The grace that sustained you through waiting is now turning into the power that launches you into fulfillment. The right time is God's time, and he has declared this your moment. You are about to see the collision of faith and fulfillment, of prophecy and performance. Don't rush. Just remain positioned, because the same God who promised is the one now performing. What once felt like a distant prophecy is becoming your present reality. Heaven has decreed motion, and nothing can stand in its way. The wait is over. The vision is waking up. What you've been sensing, praying, and prophesying, it's happening now. Chosen one, the signs are stirring all around you. Heaven rarely announces change with thunder. It speaks in patterns, in gentle repetitions that echo until the heart finally listens. Lately you may have noticed numbers repeating, words recurring in unexpected places, dreams that seem to continue the same conversation night after night. These are not coincidences but confirmations, reminders that God is near and that movement has begun. Habakkuk 2.3 assures us that the vision will speak at its appointed time, and these small signals are its first whispers. When your spirit feels restless yet peaceful at once, when ordinary moments suddenly carry weight, when songs, scriptures, or phrases seem to follow you, pause. The Creator is weaving a language of alignment around your life. Every repetition is an invitation to awareness. The cloud, the size of a man's hand, is rising again from the sea, announcing that the drought is breaking. Do not brush away these gentle tugs. They are the rhythm of heaven, teaching you to recognize its pulse. Peace itself has become a sign. You expected confirmation to arrive through fireworks, but instead it's coming through calm. The storms that once raged inside you are settling, not because circumstances changed, but because your spirit has entered agreement with divine timing. This is what Isaiah 26:3 calls perfect peace, for the one whose mind is stayed on God. You have stepped into that stillness, not by escaping battle, but by mastering trust. Notice how anxiety no longer dictates your pace. Notice how even delays fail to disturb your hope. That peace is not passive. It is prophetic. It signals that heaven's order has overtaken chaos. When God is about to move, he first settles the heart of the one he's sending. Clouds part quietly before the first beam of sunlight, and so does your soul before breakthrough. Guard that peace. It is both compass and confirmation. Every time unrest tries to return, remember, storms only revisit where they are still welcomed. Look at the coincidences gathering like constellations, each one small, yet together forming a map. Someone speaks a phrase you just read in Scripture. A message arrives precisely when doubt creeps in. Doors close abruptly, only for others to open with ease. These are divine patterns revealing direction. Proverbs 16:9 says, "A person plans their way, but the Lord orders their steps." Those orders are showing themselves through timing that seems almost too exact to be random. Even interruptions can be indicators. A delay that saves you from misplacement, a detour that reveals new connections, a cancellation that protects your momentum. Heaven's coordination often masquerades as inconvenience. Watch how each shift leads you closer to the assignment that has been calling your name. The keys are turning in invisible locks. Pay attention to the sound of alignment, the soft click before the door swings open. Chosen one. Remember Elijah's servant in 1 Kings 18:44, who saw a tiny cloud rising from the sea. That fragment of vapor was the announcement of a flood. Likewise, the small changes around you carry the weight of something vast. The faint opportunity, the single message, the renewed sense of vision, these are droplets heralding downpour. Do not despise small beginnings or subtle beginnings. They are heaven's signature style. God rarely sends the whole answer at once. He sends a fragment to test your faith's focus. If you celebrate the fragment, you prepare for the fullness. Begin to thank God for the whisper as though it were the shout, for the drizzle as though it were the storm. Faith magnifies the minimal until it manifests the maximum. Every minor manifestation confirms that divine momentum has started. The ripened fruit trembles on the branch. One more gust and it will fall. Now the atmosphere of your life feels different, charged yet calm, heavy with anticipation yet filled with peace. These are the final indicators that fulfillment is near. The Holy Scriptures tell of appointed seasons, and you are standing within one. The same God who guided Israel by cloud and fire still guides his chosen through signs and scents. Trust what you discern. When restlessness pushes, pause. When peace pulls, proceed. You are not being asked to strive, but to stay aware. The pathway of manifestation glows for those who watch. Keep your spirit tuned, your gratitude active, your eyes lifted. Each day carries another confirmation that heaven's schedule is unfolding on earth. The footsteps of promise are approaching, soft at first, then unmistakable. You are hearing destiny come closer. Do not doubt what you perceive. Revelation is recognition. The signs you notice today will become the testimony you tell tomorrow. Chosen. 1. This is the moment when distraction becomes the greatest danger. The very season that carries your breakthrough can also carry confusion if your focus drifts. When the atmosphere thickens with possibility, noise rises to compete for your attention. The adversary cannot cancel what God has scheduled, but he can clutter your sight until you miss the cues. Guard your gates, the eyes, the ears, the heart. Do not let constant scrolling, worry, or comparison steal the stillness that helps you perceive direction. 1 Peter 5:8 warns, "Be alert and of sober mind." Spiritual alertness is not paranoia. It is peace protected by awareness. Every hour spent anxious about outcomes drains strength from obedience. Simplify your schedule. Silence unnecessary voices. When distractions lose power, discernment regains clarity. You are too close to destiny to be pulled into detours. The light that guided you through darkness still burns. Keep it steady by focus. The world around you shouts for attention, tasks, opinions, endless urgency, but heaven speaks in whispers. Learning to recognize that difference is the discipline of destiny. Many have prayed for open doors, only to overlook them because they were staring at louder ones. God's leading often arrives disguised as quiet conviction. Elijah learned this on the mountain. The Lord was not in the wind or earthquake, but in the gentle whisper. That whisper is still how guidance comes. Protect your sensitivity. When your heart feels crowded, step back and breathe. You cannot hear purpose clearly while rushing. The miracle that is forming in your life needs a listener, not a multitasker. Slow your pace so that subtle signs can register. Remember that the enemy of progress is not always opposition. It is often distraction, disguised as opportunity. Choose what feeds peace over what flatters pride. Stay anchored in gratitude. Thanksgiving sharpens focus. Chosen one, many of your answers will not appear with fanfare, but with function. You may have prayed for an open door and instead been handed a key, something that requires your participation. If you are distracted, you will overlook the key because it does not look like deliverance. Be watchful for the practical steps that seem small, a conversation, a prompting to apply, a quiet nudge to prepare. These are invitations to partnership. Divine timing meets human readiness. Jesus told his followers that the kingdom is like a seed. It begins beneath the surface, unnoticed, yet contains an entire future. The same is true for your opportunity. While you wait for fireworks, God may be building foundation. Do not despise the ordinary tasks. They are sacred setups. Every act of obedience oils the hinges of the next door. Keep your focus on the small, faithful things. They are the language of unfolding answers. When heaven moves, it moves through patterns that only patience can perceive. That is why distraction is so costly. It interrupts recognition. You have been given spiritual senses to notice alignment, a feeling of peace that anchors decisions, an inner confirmation that repeats through circumstance. Protect those senses. In Exodus, Moses turned aside to see the burning bush. Had he not turned, he would have missed his calling. Many walk past their own burning bushes because they are staring at yesterday's fires. Train your attention toward what is alive now. Stop rehearsing closed chapters. They no longer hold instruction. New signs require new sight. The Spirit often speaks in subtlety, and subtlety requires stillness. Every time you quiet your environment, you amplify heaven's frequency. The same God who guided with a pillar of cloud is guiding you with discernment. Follow the movement, not the memory. Distraction blurs destiny, but focus restores vision. Chosen one, this is your call to awareness. You prayed for manifestation. Now pray for mindfulness. The promise is not far, it is forming in front of you. Keep your eyes open to the small fulfillments. Answers disguised as people, peace disguised as closure, provision disguised as instruction. These are the precursors of the greater unveiling. When you feel pulled in every direction, return to worship. It realigns sight. Psalm 46:10 whispers, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is not inactivity. It is inner alignment. In that quiet confidence, the signs grow brighter. You will recognize timing by the harmony between your spirit and circumstance. What heaven initiates, peace confirms. Stay awake. Stay thankful, stay steady. The miracle approaching your life does not need your panic, only your presence. Chosen one, every test has been training. The long waiting season was not punishment, but preparation, the shaping of a vessel strong enough to hold fulfillment. Think of the years David spent tending sheep before facing Goliath. Every lonely hillside taught courage that a battlefield would later require. You have walked through similar fields, small tasks, quiet obedience, unseen faithfulness, and heaven has watched. Maturity has been forming in the soil of obscurity. What looked like delay was spiritual conditioning. You learned patience when answers tarried, humility when others advanced, endurance when prayers echoed back in silence. Those lessons are now currency for the coming responsibility. The weight of blessing demands the muscle of discipline, and you have it. The fruit ripening on your branch is proof that roots ran deep. Do not minimize how far you have come. Strength was forged in every surrender. The same fire that once burned now glows as wisdom. You are ready, not because you feel fearless, but because your faith has survived fear and remained. Readiness is not perfection, it is alignment. When heart, habit, and hope move together, heaven calls that readiness. Over the past seasons, you have been stretched until the surface of self-reliance cracked and grace could enter. That breaking was sacred. Through it, you learned to lean rather than control, to listen rather than strive. Isaiah 40:31 says, "Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They mount up with wings as eagles." You have been molting old feathers, shedding the heaviness of former seasons, and new strength has grown in silence. Now your spirit can catch the updraft of divine timing. Notice how your desires have changed. What once drew you no longer distracts you. That is growth. Heaven measures maturity not by age, but by appetite. You crave purpose more than platform, presence more than applause. Such hunger qualifies you for higher ground. The refining is complete enough for flight. Chosen one, private obedience has prepared you for public purpose. Every unseen yes in secret built credibility in the spirit realm. The Father rewards what was done in quiet because integrity is the foundation of influence. While others chased visibility, you pursued authenticity. That pursuit has become your shield. Doors will open soon that display what was hidden, but remember, the light reveals both glory and motive. Keep your heart anchored in service. The maturity formed in waiting must guide you in acceleration. When opportunities multiply, humility must multiply with them. The pruning season was never random. It was heaven protecting the purity of your future harvest. Branches heavy with fruit bend low, stay low. Gratitude will guard what grace gives. You are stepping from anonymity into assignment, and the same faith that sustained you will steady you. Let faithfulness remain your rhythm. It is the sound heaven recognizes as readiness. Every preparation season ends with pressure, the final tightening before release. You may feel it now, dreams resurfacing, responsibilities increasing, inner stretching that feels almost unbearable. Do not mistake that tension for trouble. It is the contraction before birth. Romans 8:18 reminds us that present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory about to be revealed. The weight you sense is evidence of imminent delivery. Heaven is aligning circumstances with your capacity. When the moment comes, it will not overwhelm you, because endurance has become instinct. The tests taught you timing, and timing protects triumph. Even now, ideas are stirring, connections forming, favor gathering like clouds heavy with rain. This is the divine crescendo after a long, silent movement. Hold your posture of faith. The sound you hear is destiny unlocking. Pressure is heaven's final proof that potential has matured. Chosen one, you are ready. The lessons, the pruning, the silence, the steady obedience, all of it has ripened into wisdom. You are crossing from preparation into participation. The season that once felt endless has finished its work. Hebrews 10:36 says we need endurance so that after doing the will of God, we receive the promise. You have endured, and now reward follows obedience. Expect acceleration, but stay anchored. Favor travels fastest on the rails of focus. Let gratitude be your guardrail. When opportunities open, remember who sustained you in obscurity. Every skill, every scar will serve you now. You are the evidence that waiting works. The storm has sculpted strength, The silence has sharpened sight. Step forward with calm confidence. This is not a new identity, but the unveiling of the one God formed in secret. The threshold you stand on is holy ground. Take the next step aware, awake and thankful. Chosen one, what you feel pressing against you now is not resistance but release. The air has changed. Expectancy hums in every quiet moment. You may sense the weight of something invisible stretching your faith to its limit. That weight is evidence that the promise has substance. Hebrews 11:1 calls faith the substance of things hoped for, and substance always carries weight. The closer manifestation draws, the heavier it feels. This is the spiritual pressure before breakthrough, the same way the sky darkens and the air thickens before rain. The clouds above your life are full, heavy, with everything heaven prepared while you were waiting. Soon they must break. You are not being crushed. You're being pressed into purpose. The divine timetable has entered its final countdown, and you are feeling the tension of transition. Keep breathing through it. Every contraction of circumstance brings the vision closer. The door is unlocking. Listen for the click. The footsteps of fulfillment are approaching. Now you stand in the narrow space between prophecy and performance. It is the moment when time bends and everything long delayed begins to align. The process has matured. The promise is ripening. Like fruit that has hung through storms and sun alike, your faith has reached readiness. Soon gravity, divine gravity, will draw fulfillment down into your hands. Do not rush to pick what heaven is preparing to drop. Patience in this final stretch is power. Isaiah 60:22 still speaks. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. The right time is now emerging from the unseen. Listen, doors that once resisted you are shifting in their frames. Keys are turning, locks releasing, paths clearing. The stillness around you is not emptiness. It is the pause before unveiling. Everything that once felt random is revealing its reason. Stay steady, for any moment now the invisible will become visible. Chosen one, the sound you hear in your spirit is movement, heavenly gears turning, promises advancing toward visibility. The footsteps of answered prayer echo closer each day. They do not run. They stride with certainty, because what God establishes cannot stumble. You may catch glimpses of change, a sudden message, a favor extended, an idea awakening that solves what once stumped you. These are not accidents. They are announcements. The Lord has already commissioned completion. Your obedience has drawn momentum. Each faithful act has been a seed, and now harvest steps softly toward you. Even creation responds to divine order. Seasons shift without fanfare, yet unmistakably. So does breakthrough. You will recognize it not by noise, but by knowing, an inner confirmation that says, this is it. When that recognition comes, step forward without hesitation. The same faith that carried you through waiting will carry you into walking. Everything is already in motion. Heaven's decree has gone forth, and the natural realm is catching up. What seemed immovable will yield because the appointed season demands it. The convergence is happening. Timing, opportunity, favor, and readiness colliding at once. You will soon witness acceleration that feels effortless, not because it is easy, but because it is ordained. Ephesians 3:20 reminds us that God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. You are entering the more. The unseen threads of grace that held you through waiting now weave into visibility. The atmosphere around your destiny vibrates with movement. You do not need to chase what is already chasing you. Stand in still trust. The current of fulfillment will carry you where striving never could. The miracle has been released. Its arrival is a matter of moments, not months. Let this be your prayer of thanksgiving and awareness. Father, thank you that every season has served a purpose. Thank you for the silence that trained my hearing, for the pruning that preserved my fruit, for the timing that protects the promise. Open my eyes to recognize the signs you place before me. Keep me sensitive to your rhythm and grateful in manifestation. Chosen one, as you breathe that prayer, realize that the story is turning. Gratitude is the doorway through which fulfillment walks. The clouds are parting, light is widening, and you're standing in answered prayer made real. Take a moment to feel it. The calm after storm, the clarity after confusion, the confirmation after waiting. Everything you believe for has begun to take shape. Remain awake, remain thankful, remain aware. The vision speaks now, and it speaks through you.